Just a quick little video for today. I'm going to pull the cutter head off of the gearbox and then I'm going to restore the gearbox. I've taken one of the jaws off of my gear puller and we're going to see if we can pull this gear out. I don't know if I can with the gear puller. We'll see, because I think this is just fitted in there into a bearing that's in the wall of the housing there. I believe that's all that's holding it in. So I don't think that's threaded. If it was threaded, I could put something in there and tap it out. I don't know. We'll give it a try. This gear has to come out, and it appears to be fairly loose. And then I need to take out this cheese head screw, which is holding in this washer here. And then I should be able to take the cutter head off from there. Oh, let's play around with it. Oh. Well, there you have it. I still have to get the bearing out of there. The gears on this look really nice, which is a good thing. Looks like we have a hex key in there. Let's find the wrench for that. Will this work? No. Oh, maybe. Okay, we'll see if this fits back there. It does. But will it give me enough of a grab? That did it. It wasn't really in there that tight, but prying it from way over here wasn't doing any good. You needed to get it from back here. That's the tool right there. This is the closest size black pipe. Oh, that's right there. Unfortunately, I should have got a cap for this. I don't know how I'm going to pound on that unless I pound downwards. Let me see if I can figure something out. Okay, I think I figured out how to get this cutter head off of here without banging it. But before I do that, I'm going to try to get these knives out of here. Like I said, I can't find the wrench that goes to this, but I did grab a whole bunch of junk wrenches that I have, and I did not have the right size that was thin enough. So I took the grinder and ground this one until it fits. So let's get these knives out of here, and then we'll try my theory for getting the cutter head off of there. Not too bad at all for the amount of rust that's in there. Okay, got my big gear puller on here, and I'm pushing right on the shaft for the bearing. We'll see if we can get that sucker out of there. It's pushing right out. Good, good, good. Clean up this oil seal and see what we have to do to get that bearing out. I don't think we have to take the oil seal out. I think this is a retainer ring, and then there's an oil seal behind there. Let's clean this off and take a better look at it. It looks like a T15. I think it is. We'll use a new one on that. Do not want to mess those up. Yeah, that's the seal right there. This is a retaining ring. We'll get that cleaned off. Make sure all that stuff stays together. And now I should be able to pound this right out. Okay, the gear puller made that real easy. I'll put a link to that below if you need one. There's our old bearing. That's going to get replaced. Looks like I cut myself somewhere in the process. This bearing face is really nice. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit with some carbon choke cleaner. Then I'm going to come back and spritz it down real good with super clean and get this whole thing nice and clean, rinse it in hot water, dry it, blah, 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 just like the other stuff. So this will be brand spanking new, and I'll paint the outside. We're going to leave this alone, and then we'll get that painted too as well, and it should be ready for reassembly. I don't think I'm going to be doing that today, but it should be, for the most part, ready for reassembly after that. Let me deal with this real quick. All right. We are nice and clean, and it's as dry as it needs to be, but I'm going to spritz, if I can, spritz a little WD-40 in all of these screw holes, and what that's going to do is displace any moisture that may still be down in there. Boy, these new cans are really hard to press the button on. And then once I get this buffed up a little bit, I'll clean it with lacquer thinner and get it painted. I probably won't film that, but I'm going to clean this up as well. Yeah, we got an oil seal right there. Yeah, this just needs cleaning. There's no way I'm tearing that apart. Okay, it's the next day, and this is nice and dry, looking real good. And again, I'm not trying for like a beautiful polished paint job. I'm just trying for kind of like new restoration. Now I'm going to set this aside and let the paint harden up, and we'll go do the other half. At the end of the day yesterday, I put some of this Evaporust gel on this shifter shaft here. There was pretty good rust from about here all the way to the end. So I put the gel on it, and I came back after about a half hour and replenished the gel. Then I took the green Scotch-Brite and brightened this all up, and it looks pretty nice. I'm going to go finer than that. This is just regular old metal, so it'll rust if I don't get something on it to protect it. And I'll do that at the same time as I do the table. But for now, I just want to flip it over and get this edge clean. Then I'm going to bag up these gears, put a bag over them and a rubber band, and then flip it back up this way. And I'll clean this whole face up. I'm not going to be able to wash this with water, so I'll have to kind of rinse it with water, have some water on hand, and I'll be using the super clean on it very sparingly. I want to get it completely grease free, but I don't want any of the super clean residue on there. So let's start by getting this edge cleaned up. This edge is all oily, and I just need it clean so I can get some masking tape on it to get it painted. I'm taking off this little clip right here. I believe this just catches a spring. It's got two little socket head cap screws because this area is pretty filthy. And I'm not really sure why it's so dirty there, but we're gonna clean that up and then we'll get this painted. It's almost like there was a gasket on this. There is a gear right behind there, but those screws were too short to go through this and into the gear, so I don't think that has anything to do with it. Wipe it down with some lacquer thinner. Let me give you a quick look of what happened to the Cutterhead on this planer. That's all from temperature swings. This was in an unheated pole barn or post frame, and we would have temperature swings of 70, 80 degrees in one day, and that caused condensation, which collected on the bottom of the Cutterhead. I actually didn't even know this was going on. I could see some of the condensation on the table there and on the columns, but I didn't see it on the Cutterhead. Yeah, dirty shame. That cannot happen if you have insulation, especially if you have a concrete floor. With the concrete floor and insulation, the temperature swings are, well, actually there is no temperature swing. It just goes really gradually from hot to cold. So you'll never get condensation like this. So that's never going to happen again. And it'll have a new Cutterhead on there in a very short while. So here it is, all painted up. Let's get the masking off of this and figure out what the next step's gonna be. So all of the stuff up here is painted and ready to go. I got the motor mount painted off camera, and I got the hood painted off camera. I'm out of paint right now. I got to go have some cans filled, so can't really do any painting right now, but I do have the hardware for the base, and the entire base is painted. So I can reassemble the base, and I need to get to the columns. I got to get all of this polished up where it was rusty, and then I got to put something on here to keep it from rusting again. So that will probably be the next video. One of those two, but both of them are coming up real soon. So make sure you subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and it really helps the channel out. And we'll start getting this thing back together.